Alright, so this is going to be my second time doing this here, but just because, it kind of went on for a little bit too long there. I just want to condense that a little bit there, right? And this is really in regards to a particular article that I came across about an incident that happened at a local superstore a couple weeks back. And so the article covered a story about this particular lady named Crystal Stone, and she was with an accomplice there who were sifting who were buying some groceries essentially there, right? And she left some of the heavy groceries inside of her cart there. That prompted the cashier to ask her, "Do you have enough money to pay for the groceries?" And she said, and she was a little bit thrown off and a little bit shocked, according to her words that she was asked this there, and found that the cashier was very serious. In the end, the cashier refused to serve her, kind of leaving Stone to feel a little bit humiliated because of that there. Ahead of her, there was a customer who just kind of had her items, who just paid for her items there. Her name was Wanda Friesen there, and she witnessed this whole thing there. Aside from Stone's accomplice there, right, or family member, I don't remember who she is, and well, I do, but I don't really remember the status of their relationship there, like whether she was family or friend, whatever. And so she witnessed this whole thing, and she was a little bit thrown off and shocked by this as well. After Stone left the store there, Friesen met up with them there and talked, reflected on that, and together they went back into the Superstore and complained about it there, right? And so they already did the right thing, right? Stone did the right thing by holding the cashier responsible for what they had said there, right? And that if that was the intent there, that she was essentially asking her there because she was Aboriginal, right? Stone is Aboriginal, and so I guess there was this by according to the articles that I've been reading there, to Star Phoenix, the CKOM, and the NBCRadio.com, that she was judged because of her skin color there, right? And so now she's going through kind of a lawsuit right now with Loblaw's company, because she felt like the company just kind of put it under the rug. Not saying that they haven't taken it seriously, but just the way they have sort of gone about afterwards was a little bit limp-wristed, if you will. Now, I think after that, everything is said and done. We as a society, if the thing that kind of bothered me about this here is that is a few things that were said here from a couple of articles here. Something that Wanda Friesen had said there. She said, reflecting back there, "Yesterday I experienced what it means to have privilege, and it brought me to tears." Maybe I shouldn't be laughing at that there, but it's just it just feels a bit over dramatic, there. There's also, is this the right website? Yes. There's also something that the chief said as well. Let's see here. It's somewhere around here. I believe. Oh, there we go. And in a prepared statement, FSIN chief Bobby Cameron condemned the actions of the Superstore employee. This is his quote, "We believe that any employee who treats First Nations customers and behaves in a racist manner should be terminated immediately with the cause of their action," he said. Is this the way they treat all their First Nations customers? Now, I think it was according to the CKOM website or specifically the NBC Radio website. Either way, I think it's at least a couple of sources there that Stone had been going to this particular Superstore for 20 years. 20 years, I'm 29. I just turned 29, and so that's a lot of my years that she's been going to this particular Superstore, and she experiences this one incident, and because of this incident, this encounter, that prompted her to I don't think I want to go there, and that's fair to feel that way there, that she doesn't want to be there anymore because of this incident there. But this whole thing with, but this reaction of like of Bobby Cameron saying that, is this how they treat, is this how Loblaws, is this how Superstore treats all First Nations customers, that they treat with racism? Obviously not, right? This, to make this blatant statement about this, that sort of judge the company as a whole there, doesn't really help anyone there. If anything, it just separates and divides us even more than there. It just creates more of a problem than it already is there. I mean, we already have a problem here, and now you're making it a bigger problem, and that's not helping anyone. And I think we as Aboriginals, we're better than that. We don't judge everybody like that. At least ideally, we want to try to bring the best out of people there, right? And here's this the chief, the FSIN chief, thinking the worst of this company. A company that employs thousands upon thousands of people. I'm sure there, right? I didn't look up the numbers, but I'm sure they employ thousands of people because they have stores all across the country. And so, and Loblaws is a multi-million-dollar company there, right? And so, and to say that that this is how they treat First Nations, is this how they treat First Nations people? Absolutely ridiculous. We're better than that. And we need to be better than that coming out from there. Is that if that was not your attitude going to, treating Aboriginal people or any people of color, well, I shouldn't say people of color. I mean, personally, I find that a ridiculous statement too. That's a topic for another day. But to really, essentially, if that was not your attitude, looking at anybody there, good. Don't change that there. Just go about your merry day. Doing whatever you can and not being a dick, really. But for people who kind of look at that, if you feel conflicted there, right, or if you just don't care, well, maybe I should focus on people being conflicted. Maybe that'll help somebody, readjust their views or something like that. I don't know. That's just kind of, personally, I think that's just being dramatic there. I don't, personally, if, I think, Stone's experience prior, her in her 20 years prior to going to that there is the experience that a lot of us have there. And is it to say that racism doesn't exist? No, it does. But the thing is that, for people who are cynical, we continue to make it exist, right? Well, I shouldn't say we, because I don't like being cynical. People who say Saskatoon is racist, people who say Saskatoon is Saskatchewan is racist there, are not really helping anyone there, right? It's just continuing to spread that hate, spread that biases there. It's not really helping anything. You're not really stating the fact there. You're just judging a lot of people, right? And this whole thing with white privilege there, it really, I never really seen white privilege used outside to other than just to belittle people, and just to really essentially just, again, judge people there, right? I have a friend who's I guess you can say white there, but she's been going through a lot of physical changes in her life there that were non-beneficial there, right? And and they've just been kind of been recurring and consistent there, right? And she's having a hard time taking care of herself because of her physical conditions there. And I just can't help but to wonder, where's that white privilege coming in there? I know she's one person out of millions of people there, but the thing is that millions of people are going through what she's going through right now. Maybe not that specifically, but that's where you go through a lot of people in general just have a lot of struggles there, right? And they differ from place to place there, between this group and that group and whatever there. And I'm not just talking ethnically. I'm sorry, I can't talk there. I'm just not a very good enunciator there. There, it's just that you know, I'm talking from maybe city to city there, right? Country to country there. You know, there's a lot of ways you can sort of you can summarize this stuff there and maybe get a good sample out of it. So if anything that you should get out of this video there, or at least that I want you to get out of this there, other than my poor grammar and my poor way of enunciating things there, because I have a bit of a stutter, it's that not to make blanket statements, not to essentially belittle people, not to judge people down there. And it's something that I know a lot of people, including myself, consistently really fail at there, right? But if you have biases, and it's negative biases, and if you're aware that it's cynical negative biases, that, you know, and that you can sort of filter out that there and be a bit more sensitive and be a bit more weary of another person's essentially person, their who they are and what they represent in whatever condition or whatever, right? Whatever they're going through, whether it be good or bad, you know, don't make it worse. You know, just, you know, if that's not who you were, if you're not a person to bring the worst out of people, if you just want to, you know, if you just want to make everybody happy, then just keep doing that there, right? And that, yeah, there will continue to be people like that in the Superstore who will essentially ruin your day, ruin your whatever there. If not just for racism, but, you know, just for, you know, belittling you for doing something there, for whoever you are there. It just, you know, whatever, yeah, you know. I believe people are stronger than that, and I believe people are better than that, and that we don't we don't have to put up with that. We don't have to, you know, put the microscope on people like that there. We put on the microscope on the things that are great. And we don't give people who think like that the time of our day, but we give the time of our day to people who think positively, that really give something to us, not who take away. Not the people who say, is this how people treat Aboriginal people? Not the people who judge people because of their ethnicity. People like that are one and the same, and we need to be better. Thank you.